Hi there, we're Super Narnia Bros, and we're just gonna make a video podcast. We are actually making it right now. We don't really care if anyone does or does not watch it. We're just sort of doing this for us now, so we're just gonna be talking about random stuff like games, movies, TV shows.
Anything that comes to our mind at the moment.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so first of all, we were talking about this a little bit before, but I've been playing a lot of The Witcher recently. Well, Witcher 1 and 2. They're freaking good. Like, I don't know, like I said before, I kind of stopped playing them for a little while, but that was sort of like bad circumstances, like I got sidetracked with other stuff, but they're actually pretty fun. Like, the combat is a bit weird. I don't know, a lot of people have been saying, oh gosh, the Witcher combat is amazing, it's so cool, because like, in a lot of like...
But what kind of style is the combat? Is it like, kind of like Pokemon, like you have a go, I have a go kind of thing? Or is it like...
Yeah, it's actually Pokemon, sequel to Pokemon.
Oh,
no,
okay. Got it.
I've just got like the Pokemon battles in my head.
no, like in a lot of like action RPG sort of games, you come across an enemy and like, okay, just using PC for example, we come across an enemy and you just like click on them, you just keep clicking on them. It's just like, click, die, and then you know.
Your mouse hates you by the end of the game.
I mean, I don't know. My mouse is not really living, so I don't.
It just grows out.
I don't talk to my computer mouse. I don't know about you, but I don't. But yeah, it's sort of like people are like, oh, you don't have to just click anymore. You actually click in rhythm. It's like you click and then an icon comes up, and you wait for that icon to come up, and you click again, and you just keep doing that until you end your combo. And each time you do it, it does a more powerful attack, which is cool. But it gets like, even that's not that great. It gets really repetitive, because it's just like, at first it's like, wow, this is cool, it's different. And then like, after about 5 minutes of playing, it's like, oh, okay, gotta do this again, and again, and then you're playing for hours and hours of the game. It's a pretty long game, Witcher 1 at least, but it just gets really repetitive. But Witcher 2, I don't know how it plays on the computer.
Witcher 1, by any chance, is it available on Mac, or is it just...
That's a good question.
Because I know Witcher 2
think
is
it
available
is.
on Mac.
I think Witcher 1's available on Mac.
Because I want to play Witcher 1, but it's like, my struggle is like, I'm going to play Witcher 2 on Xbox, so I kind of want to play Witcher 1 on Xbox as well, but if I can play it on Mac, because for some reason my PC is like destroyed, I can't play that anymore.
Okay.
So if I can get it on Mac, like through, I don't know, Steam or whatever, then...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Mac, because I think I was looking at it, I was looking at like updates for it yesterday, and I'm 90% certain there was a Mac thing there, so...
That 10%...
Max.
Good to see.
But yeah. I'm almost tempted to get Witcher 2 on PC as well, which is weird, because I already have it on Xbox, but it, I don't know, because I just want to see it, like, it just feels like it is meant to be played on PC.
But there's like two versions of Witcher 2, and there's like Witcher 2, and then they released another one as like Witcher 2 something edition.
Oh, it was like...
Something edition.
I can't remember it. Like King's
It was like...
Assassin.
No, that's the normal name of the title. The other thing is still like... I don't know, it's something... I can't remember the name of it.
It's called.
It starts... Yeah, no, it's actually the something edition. No, it starts with... I think it starts with E. It's like, not extended edition. I don't know. Oh, enhanced edition.
Yeah.
But it's just the same thing, except that they just released. They put an extra game mode with it, like there's an arena game mode you can do. You're just fighting in waves of enemies, and also they just updated like graphics and stuff. But that's about it. So they did actually release the enhanced edition on PC as well. And everything that they've done since then you can just get by patches anyway. So even if you get the normal edition that isn't the enhanced edition or whatever, I'm pretty sure you can just get it through patches anyway. So it's just the exact same thing. They just, repackaged it as like whoa, it's a whole new thing, but it's really not. But yeah, no, some of the differences about PC, the reasons I want to get on PC is, firstly, graphics.
It is really graphically demanding. I've got it on Steam, and I played it for a little, and I was just like,
Can't
I kept
see.
dying.
I've heard it was kind of graphically demanding, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean,
Very vibrant on my computer.
yeah. But it can
Not to brag.
it can run
Give me
on
secret stuff.
it can run on 360. Like obviously it's the 360 version. Apparently it's less than the lowest settings on PC. It's weird, but I mean it's still got the same resolution because it's got like the it's like full HD on 360. But it's a lower resolution. I mean not
Lower texture.
lower textures. The graphics are actually worse lower than the lowest on PC, but yeah, the Xbox has like I can't remember it had less than a gig of RAM, and basically the Xbox has some 360 has some pretty specs. I mean it is a bit dated. Came out in like 2006 was it I think.
But would they like say re-release The Witcher for like say Xbox One like because Xbox One's like oh my god amazing everything
Yeah.
5 billion transistors or capacitors or whatever.
Wow.
Exaggeration.
I don't even know what that means for us, but awesome. There's
like-
lots of transistors.
Because of the Xbox One's not backwards compatible. Like I reckon they should make it so you can like replay The Witcher 2 on the Xbox but with like PC graphics kind of thing. Like, if it's that
I don't think they're going to do that. I highly doubt it because it was already like a big thing to do a port to the 360.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that The Witcher 3 is coming out next year on Xbox One. I don't know about PS4. I'm not entirely sure about that, but yeah, I think it's PS4 and Xbox One. But I'm going to be getting an Xbox One, so for me, I'll be playing on Xbox One. It looks good. I'm pretty sure they showed it off like with some like on the Xbox One, just the gameplay trailer, not the gameplay trailer. I don't know what it was. It wasn't like a cinematic trailer, but it wasn't like actual gameplay. But it looked good. It looked pretty good. Oh no, sorry, it was actual gameplay. There was fighting in it. I remember now. No, it was actual gameplay, but it looked like really like smooth. Not like frame rate wise, but it just looked, you know, like in a lot of older games, they have like the textures would be jagged and stuff like that. It just looked really like crisp. It was cool. But yeah, I can't wait for that. But that's not coming out till next year. It's like, I'm in like this Witcher craze right now. Cause it's like, you know, I was playing for The Witcher 1 and 2, and now it's like once I finish Witcher 1, which I still have yet to do, but once I finish Witcher 1 and then go on to replay Witcher 2 because I don't know if you've heard it has like a sort of non-linear storyline sort of thing, and that especially in Witcher 2 there's like at the end of the first act there's 3 acts. I mean the chapter acts I can't remember what they are, but there's 3 of them, and at the end of the first one you go on a split path, so you can go help this guy or help this other guy, and depending on which one you choose you go to a different place and do different quests in that story. So I chose one path, and now I'm going to go back and replay. After I finish Witcher 1, I'm going to go back and replay the other path. And I don't like that they do that. Firstly, just because it's like they could have done.
I can imagine it's quite time consuming. Like you get to a certain point in the story and then you make the decision, and then if you wanted to make the other decision, you have to get back to that certain point in the story, and then
Yeah, you'd have to replay it again if you want to see the other thing. But there's like there's lots of choices between in the whole game. But the main choice is just like if you want to go and side with this guy, the other guy, and that really depends on where the story branches off from there. But I don't like that they do that because I think they could have done it like I would prefer if they'd done just a linear storyline. I mean, Witcher 3 is open world apparently, so that could be freaking awesome. But apparently, I mean, I think it would have been a lot better if they had just stuck with one thing and just been like they could have made such a longer game instead of being, because a lot of people who do finish The Witcher 2 aren't going to go back and replay the other side.
Yeah.
So they're just going to have like this one storyline which could have been longer and better and done worked on a lot more, but instead they had like these 2 separate paths, one of which people won't even see because people won't be choosing it. So it's like I wish they would have just made it one thing. But yeah, so I'm going to go back, I'm going to finish Witcher 1 and then go back and do Witcher 2, the other storyline that I didn't do first, and then I'll probably be done with both by the end of the month. don't mean to brag, but nah, they're fairly long games, so you can finish them in like.
You're on a
week.
deadline.
Yeah. But I reckon the amount I've been playing them, I reckon I'll be, easily done by the end of the month. It is only like what, the 3rd of July today? Yeah. So I'll pretty much be done by the end of the month, I reckon. But then after that, it's gonna be like, all right, now I want to play The Witcher 3. It's like, well, just wait till next year. They haven't actually. I don't believe they've announced when next year. They just said 2014. It's like it could be like January, but it could also be like December. So it's
December
like
the 30th.
Yeah, I could be waiting like 7 months or whatever it is. Wait, what month are we in now?
July.
But
I
I mean,
wasn't really paying attention.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, 7th. Okay, so the 7th month. So August, September, October, November, December, January, 6 months? Yes, that's right. Math! I could have just worked that out easier, but whatever. Counting. So yeah, it could be 6 months. Just half a year. That's pretty bad, but not that bad. But it also could be like freaking a year and a half. I don't want to wait that long. But oh well, we'll see.
One thing we should talk about, Xbox One. I'm pretty excited for that.
Speaking of, do you know how they did the whole the gold thing? Like if you're on gold, you get games every month and stuff.
They've already started doing that.
Yeah, they started
Yeah.
that. Like I can't remember the game. It's like Commander or Defender or something like that.
It
It's
was
like,
some random game, some arcade game they put out yesterday.
Oh really? Because the first one was Fable 3. It was actually just like
was that?
yeah.
Is that? I would have. Oh, if someone told me, I would have gone there.
Fable 3 isn't the best game.
No, but it's
It's
just
free. It is free. But
Yeah, I
It's fun.
played it and finished it, and I was like, apart from like this random point halfway through the game where it goes all crap.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the game. I thought it was still really good. It was like it was still a Fable game, and I've liked the Fable series. But I finished Fable 3. Then whenever it came out, and I bought it, and then I sold it because I was selling a whole bunch of my games, and then. So I don't know if I'll go back to it or not, but when I saw that it was a free game, I went on download, and then immediately cancelled the download, so that now when you
sent a message.
Oh, so later on, if you do feel like
yeah,
playing a deal,
you just click download, re-download, and because it's already got it selected that you got the game, so it's
But I'm
like
like one
just
of
re-download
the
it.
like those case boys. Like I have to, if I enjoy a game, I have to have it like bought in a case to sit on the shelf nicely. Like
I used to
so
like
it makes
that,
it more
but
like yeah.
I've been playing a lot of games on Steam recently. I've just realised that the equivalent for me for getting the case is having the icon from like the desktop on my computer. Like I like that. I don't like it so much on Xbox, which is weird because when you look at your game library, it does come up with the game's case there. But I don't know why I really like seeing the icons on the desktop on my computer. When I get a game, it's like that icon.
But you can have like the icon and the case.
Mum comes into
I never
the room
look at
scrubbing the screen.
Yeah.
Icon. Love me, icon.
Yeah. The icon jumps out.
Oh, some other games that were meant to be free was Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, those
2,
were two they announced in the press conference. They're like, now for the first time you can get for free Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed 2.
But they come up with an arcade game.
Yeah.
But when they said it, didn't they say something like it was going to be 2 games a month?
Yeah, 2 months.
Maybe this is kind of like until the Xbox One comes out. This is probably just all tests and trials, like 1 game a month, and then as soon as the Xbox One comes out, it'll be like 2 games.
Halo 3.
Like or something along the lines.
Yeah,
of that.
but yeah, I'm not sure. But one other thing, like sort of related to that, with the Xbox One coming out, I don't know what they're gonna do with free games, the free games for Gold members on Xbox One, because for now it's like they mentioned Halo 3, Assassin's Creed 2, and then they've put up Fable 3 and whatever the arcade game you guys were saying.
I can't remember the name.
But it's probably, I'm guessing the arcade game is an older game, plus it's also an arcade game, so it's not exactly a big, full, big game. I don't know what the game is.
They
but
said it was like 6 to 8 hours gameplay.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a tower defense kind of game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I enjoy Tower Defense.
Yeah, I like Tower Defense games.
They're so simple. But
Yeah.
fun. Like the
They're really
balloons
cool.
one.
I don't play balloons. Balloons is gay.
This is like Aliens, and you can download all the map packs and everything for free. And
But anyway, yeah. So I don't know what they're gonna do when it gets to Xbox One because these are all older games. So when it gets to Xbox One, they're like when it first comes out, all the games that come out for Xbox One, like launch titles and stuff that come out like a little bit later and blah blah blah, they're all gonna be newish games. So are they gonna be giving any of those games away free? I doubt it.
No, it's probably just gonna stick to old ones because.
Yeah, it'll probably just be 360 games.
But it's like they said they're not gonna get rid of the Xbox 360, but I reckon, in a way, Xbox is kind of making a mistake saying like, oh, we're not getting away, like we're not getting like rid of it, but we're giving it away for free, kind of thing. Like not the Xbox 360, but like all the games and stuff. So it's like before the Xbox One, you had to like kind of, if you're in a lower economy kind of place, you have to work hard to get the money to get the game. But now, all of a sudden, because this new Xbox comes out, then it's like, you can just get them for free.
Maybe they just want, like, the fact they're doing free games now, they want PS3 or PlayStation customers to come over like, oh, well, free games. Maybe Xbox One will do that in the future.
That's the thing as well, though. PlayStation.
They're doing something as well.
Yeah, I don't know if it was for PS3 or PS4. I think it was PS4 they were talking about. But Sony decided that they were gonna do a free game per month as well.
Just they're doing Battlefield 3.
No.
I heard Battlefield 3 for the next one.
When in the I don't know if you did you watch the Sony press conference, the one from E3? Sorry?
Yeah.
They said in that thing is they showed off all these the indie games and they said each month you'll get one of these indie games for free. They just said indie games in the press conference, so I think it's just going to be like little releases, not like big full games. But yeah, I was going to say we'll see, but I mean, not getting a PS4, so I don't know.
I might end up getting the PS4. Not like now.
Yeah, no, I reckon I'll end up getting one someday. I mean, there'll definitely be good games that are coming out for it. I mean, there are already some good games that have been announced for it.
The thing I have a gripe about the Xbox One is my TV has limited HDMI ports, and the Xbox One, to do all the TV function, well, like the Xbox One, you have to plug in two HDMI ports, like two HDMI cables, one is in, one is out, and it's like, I literally only have like one spare along connected with the Xbox, PlayStation, and my PC.
First world problems.
So it's like if I have to have another two, then it's like I'm gonna have to eliminate one of the one. Like.
Yeah, well, that is kind of annoying, but at the same time, I don't reckon you'll be using all of these things at once.
I know, but at first I'll
It
probably
just
like
makes,
plug
like,
it in to like.
When
have
you're
fun.
like, I want to play a game.
It's like
have to connect
separate
everything.
cables.
I'll
Freaking
probably just
minutes of time
Wait
wasted.
5 minutes after I get the Xbox, I'll sit there with my TV, be like Xbox, play game, Xbox,
Play game,
watch TV,
go.
Xbox.
Xbox, play a game for me, finish game, get all achievements.
Yeah, sweet. Nah, but that's the thing about Xbox One, is that it didn't like PS4 was just like, alright, get games, play games, done. Whereas Xbox One, they have gotten rid of all the friggin' annoying DRM things and all their stupid policies they had, but it did seem like it was gonna be like it was more this is your entertainment center and you have to do this and this is how you do that, and it's just like all these hoops you have to jump through to play a game. It's like I don't care about any of this stuff. I just want to put in a disc and play a game.
Yeah, but in a way, it's like they're trying to make it more innovative for like everyone. So it's like
Everyone in the US.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, but like still, it's just like they're trying to just make it so it's not just for gamers. Like gamers will understand that the first Xbox is like click on and play. This is like kind of so they don't want to make gaming like the primary option on the Xbox. They want to make everything else the same primary option
but
as the gaming.
That's
You
what's
only have one primary option, Xbox.
that's what's stupid
What?
about like Microsoft's whole angle in it. They're like, oh, it's not just about gaming. It's a entertainment console that plays games. But it's like
on your TV.
yeah, but it's like there are easier ways for getting all these things. It's like right now, just take the Xbox 360 for example. You can go watch YouTube videos on there, but who the heck uses that? Like,
fair enough. Like,
I mean,
I just changed like the function on my changed the source on my TV to go watch YouTube videos on my PC, and then
it's so much easier to watch it on PC. Or if you want to like watch it mobile, you could watch it. I mean, you're not gonna watch it on your Xbox. If you're sitting there somewhere that you have your Xbox set up, you're more than likely gonna have a PC set up. If you're
And
out somewhere,
you have to set that up as well when you watch YouTube on your Xbox. You have to set it up.
You have to set it up. You have to go on. It takes, the controls are annoying. You have to like, if you want to type things in, you have to have a keyboard plugged in. Which, if you don't already have that plugged in because of the limited USB ports that are on a 360, you have to go and plug that in, which is my problem at the moment. I have to go and like every time I want to plug in my keyboard, it's like, well, I've got a USB keyboard on my computer. They go unplug that.
You have to
plug
set
in
like
the
two
Xbox.
keyboards there, and you like forget like, oh, what's wrong?
It doesn't.
More
It,
personal
And then
problems.
getting like
it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's like, oh, I could have friggin' plugged in my keyboard. I hate this thing. But it's like, my keyboard's already plugged into my computer. And my computer, it's just so much easier to use YouTube. So why would I use the Xbox for it? And if I want to watch TV, it's like, I'll watch TV like on demand online on my computer.
And they are forgetting, like you're just saying, like the basic teenage instinct is like, if you want to watch a YouTube video, your immediate reaction is going to be on the computer.
Yeah.
Watching, you're not going to, like, if you're playing a game, you're not going to want to stop the game. Like, say you're playing a game and all of a sudden you want to go watch a walkthrough or you want to watch something that you remembered of the game. You just
Oh
go
no!
and
yeah.
check
Didn't you see the Xbox thing where you can?
split
Oh,
screen.
yeah.
Yeah. But like, still, like, who has the time to like stop the game, go on the function?
No,
find the
I'll
thing?
admit I do that. But when I do it, I mean, I can just easily switch to my computer.
Yeah.
It's almost like screen. It's just like, I'll do my computer, quickly type that in, easy peasy. Or I can just be like, get on my phone, and then like my game's still going or whatever, it's doing whatever it's doing, maybe during a loading screen, and it's all full screen, and I just use my phone and just be like, oh, I don't want to do that, blah, 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 done.
But mind you, if they do have the Xbox thing, I hope it's not like Xbox One like changing with your voice thing. I hope it's not just based on TV and Xbox. So say you're playing Xbox, instead of like finding your remote, like, oh, I can't find a remote, like change to the one source. You could just be like, Xbox watch, like, go on
Yeah.
the PC, like it just switches automatically. I guess in a way that might make it easier, but like,
Yeah. The thing about voice commands, though, is that you don't, like, I mean, I don't really know how it's going to work at the moment. I mean, there are voice commands on the Kinect with 360, and they work fine. But, actually, just one little side note. There's voice commands. There was an update to putting voice commands in Skyrim. I don't know if you guys see it. It's so cool. You can either say the name, there's a bunch of things you can do. But the best use of it that they did was shouts. So you can say Fosrodar, and it does the shout.
That's
So really
really
cool.
cool.
You can like Fosrodar, and then it just does the thing. Like when you say it, there is a slight delay between when you say it and then it's like, oh, okay, that's right, and then it does it. It's not just immediate, which is like, it makes it like impractical because it's like, if I want to do a shout, when I'm playing, it's just like, oh, we're gonna do it quickly now. It's not like, oh, I'll just stand here and wait half an hour while it does it.
you kind of have to like plan ahead, like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll swing this.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
it's-
a guy's gonna come through that door.
Yeah.
so I should probably say half an hour early, wait,
Yeah.
then he'll get blown
Yeah.
up, then use my sword.
Damn it! I missed.
But that's why the whole thing with the with the Microsoft, the whole thing with the Microsoft, that's like the whole thing with Microsoft's like trying to add all these new cool features into it, like voice commands, like Connect, like the whole switching, opening the extra panel thing, halving the screen, whatever it is. They're all novelties. I feel like.
It's kind of something like, yeah, they're there, will you use it? Who cares?
Yeah,
They're there
no,
for
it's
you.
like I was saying with YouTube and stuff like that on the Xbox. It's harder to do that. It's like cool because it's like at first when YouTube and like all these other apps came out on 360, I was like, oh cool, I can go on YouTube on my Xbox now, and I did it like one time, and I was like, oh okay, I'm never using that again. Just because it was like, at first it was like, well, it's just like the novelty of it being there, and then it was like, okay, this is actually, it's just the same thing, it's actually harder to use it here. Like the voice commands on Skyrim, it's like, it's cool, it's like, wow, I can actually say the shouts, and it does it, and this is awesome. But then I used it, I did it once, never did it again, because it was like, yeah, it's actually easier to just play with a controller.
What about Internet Explorer? I'd like to use that every single day.
Yeah.
I also think you have to remember all the shells. I can only remember one.
Yeah, they have a thing online. When they released the update, they had a thing online that has all of the voice commands. So it just has everything you can do, and you just print that off and just be like, oh, okay. First row,
Quickly.
duh!
Fine.
And it's like, did you want to teleport to friggin' Whiterun? It's like, no, that's not what I wanted. Shit.
Speaking of
Learn the Dragon language in 20 minutes.
the Kinect functions and stuff, did you see the Rise trailer, like RYSE, that trailer before the Xbox One, like an E3 conference?
They showed it off a few years ago.
With like there was a kid standing and he was swinging.
Yeah,
like
it was initially a Kinect game and it was first person.
Okay, so I'm not the only one like tripping
No,
nuts here. Like I saw
actually,
like that.
it's funny. Like a couple of weeks ago, I think like Leon and I were just going through old Facebook things, and I think like you linked the trailer to me like 8 years ago, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Whatever, blah blah. And then
I just completely forgot about that game.
Yeah, and then they didn't mention it, like, they announced it and they're like, cool, here's a cool little trailer, and then they just never said anything about it until just this year at E3, and they're like, hey, that game's back.
Were you able to watch, like, when you went back on Facebook, were you able to watch that trailer again?
I can't remember, I don't actually look on it.
Because I think, like, last time I checked, I couldn't find that trailer. Like, I was trying to show Aaron the game,
Uh-huh.
and then it came up with the one with all the quick time events, and I was like, wait, no, this isn't the one I watched. So I tried to find it, and I couldn't find anything. So I was like,
Weird.
are you kidding me? Like,
I guess
was waiting
it'd
for
be
this cool game where you can, like, stay in the living room like a dick swinging.
Yeah.
from a
They
sword
just want to
and shit.
forget it.
When I saw that game, I was like, oh, it looks pretty cool. I figured it wouldn't work well because a lot of Kinect games have had trouble with, like, working with controls and stuff like that. I was like, in a game like that, where you're, like, fighting with swords and crap like that, it's like, I just get the feeling that it wouldn't work with Kinect, so I'm happy that they made it into what it is now. But yeah, I guess if you search Rise on YouTube, it would just come up with all the new stuff because it was an old thing and because it was just like, oh, it was some stupid Kinect game. But yeah.
But think about the game, like, say if it was actually with Kinect, like, most combat games, you would get swarmed by enemies. Would this be, like, kind of, like, one enemy after the other? Because I can't imagine the Kinect being able to pick up, like,
Yeah.
like, switching here and then also switching to that, like, it's not going to do that really quickly, so either way you're going to die within the first 5
Yeah,
seconds.
I'm 90% certain they would have just been like that, just one enemy at a time. It's like, here's an
So
enemy,
it's kinda
kill
lame.
them. Yeah, no, I don't think it would have been very
Because
good.
it's, like, so long, it's just, you kill 5 enemies, game finish, like...
Yeah, that's the whole game. It's like just dramatic encounters with like one person. You spend like half an hour fighting them.
The game knows the tutorial.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
actually
glad
a
that
weight loss
they
game.
changed it. Yeah. It's like
Speaking of weight
Rise
loss,
Fitness.
Wii Fit. Oh, the new
gosh.
character on Super Smash. All Bros. Yeah.
Yeah, Super Smash Bros. But yeah, that's so stupid.
I watched it again after you guys showed me, and it was actually I thought it was a cool idea. Like, it's kind of like Nintendo troll.
joking.
No, come on, like Nintendo trolling everyone else. Like, I can imagine if you were to get it, you would actually initially want to play with her. Like,
Ooh.
really,
That's
Aaron?
interesting.
Like, you'd want to try her out because she's cool. And like the more you think about it, it's
Sorry, go on.
like, I don't
We
know.
get it.
I just find like you guys are like hating on her too much, but like
Haters gonna hate.
she's so colourful.
She's a
and
Wii
lovely.
Fit trainer in like a fighting game.
Yeah,
But it's
She's
a
not
joke
fighting.
character. It's like supposed to be like just a joke, but it's like
But it shouldn't be a joke. It's a legitimate game. It's a loved game by me.
but like Nintendo have so many characters to choose from. I'll admit I can't think of any specific examples now that they haven't used, but like I'm sure they could find something else to
Didn't
use.
they
Hey
say-
Dogs. That's a good one. They haven't used
That-
it.
They've used.
Surprised I haven't used that now.
They've had a thing that there's like this power up you get or something, and like Nintendo comes up on the screen. So it's like, that was in.
They could always put all Pokemon in.
They probably there's kind of enough to choose from.
They put every single Pokemon in the game.
But yeah, I'm sure they could have come up with something better. I mean, come on, the Wii Fit Trainer. Is that really the best they could come up with?
Well, it's just not like they're gonna have like I don't know. I'm not much of a Nintendo person, but they do have DLCs and stuff for games, right?
There wasn't any DLC for Smash Bros. Brawl.
But I mean, they could release.
I guess they could, but I don't know if they would. We'll see. But I
Speaking
mean,
of DLCs, did you see Bioshock Infinite? They're getting a new DLC as well.
oh yeah, I heard about that, but I mean, I haven't heard anything about it other than
They
it
haven't
was
nailed
DLC.
it yet.
Yeah, they haven't ended, but it's like it's interesting because I actually really like Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I want to go back and
I'm
get
still
some
yet to
DLC.
finish that game.
Yeah, no, I was
I'm
comparing
playing it at the
like
moment.
doing comparing achievements and stuff, and then you're like, okay, it was Bioshock Infinite. You hadn't finished it. And I was kind of like, what the hell? Like, you've had it for like how long now?
Just
Like,
hating. I
but
was
come
playing
on,
Gears
it's
of
such,
Judgment.
it's such a good game.
I personally haven't got that much into it. Maybe because I was like, I haven't played it in like such a long time and I was getting back into it. But I'm not too sure.
I refuse to let this go too. You won't play Metro Last Light.
What?
He just won't play it.
Why?
I offered to Linda, and he's just like, it's not my
amazing.
kind of game. And I'm like, what kind
You
of game?
haven't
Like,
played it. How do you know?
It just, to me, it doesn't look that exciting.
it is exciting.
It
It's
really
so
is.
good.
To me,
It's
to
like-
me, though.
Out of, but you don't know because you haven't played it. You can't just be like, oh, okay,
But
I
to
don't
Metro
like this game.
2033, he wasn't that excited. I told Joel about Metro 2033, and when I told
Yeah.
him, he wasn't that excited. When he played Metro 2033, he was absolutely like, oh my god, it's
Yeah,
such a good
I was like,
game.
it's a really good game. But Metro Last Light, like I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but it's like the game I've enjoyed playing most this year. And I've played Bioshock Infinite, played Gears of War Judgment, Tomb Raider. Can't remember what other games I played, but I played a lot of like all the big release games this year. Metro Last Light was my favorite by
Okay,
far.
Christo.
It was kind
Give
of like,
me 2033.
I will. No, Last Light. Oh yeah, you need to play 2033 as well. But like,
Uh,
Last Light was kind of
I
one
can-
of those games where you're like sitting there, and then once you're finished, you're like, now what?
Yeah, I was like, I want to play more, but I don't
Yeah.
want to go back and play it again because it'll ruin it, because it'll all be the same and I won't enjoy it as much. It's like, I don't know what to do. So I've just been waiting for DLC for Last Light. It's supposed to come out June, didn't happen, and then they're like, oh, it's going to be July now. And it got delayed to July, so it'll be coming out sometime this month. I think they said it was going to be like a separate story, like it doesn't follow Artyom's story, it follows someone else. But I was like, it still could be pretty cool. I want to play it separate. Like I want more campaign. I don't want them to do something like add multiplayer.
No,
That'd
that
be
was
so
always
good.
stupid because it's
Krista,
not. Yeah.
when you're comparing achievements,
Yeah.
what a dick.
Well,
What's wrong with you?
I was
You
like,
wanna fight or something?
No, because I had like work, and then like I was playing Army of Two, Devil's Cartel, and then like I had like because in Army of Two you play through a certain stage, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, here's how much money you earned from doing that stage, here's how many kills, blah blah blah, and then I had like 10 minutes to go, and I'm like, well, I don't know how long the next stage is gonna be, so I like hopped off, but then all of a sudden you logged on, like I'm like never online when you're online, so I was like, oh my god, Aaron's
is this?
online,
What is
see what
this?
he's been up to recently, like. So
Just
I was
looked
like,
through
checking
my whole
achievements.
life.
Yeah, I was like checking the achievements. I'm like, ah, Bioshock Infinite. You haven't finished it.
Well, look at his one then. He's finished it.
No, but that's not the point. I finished Bioshock Infinite.
It's because I just got back into it. The bit I'm up to now is when you first go into that different tier.
Oh,
When Elizabeth.
that's
goes
when the
that tier.
game goes like really like starts screwing with your mind.
Mm.
It gets so confusing after that point. Before then, it's like, oh, there's a couple of things I'm curious about, but it like I can understand it, I guess. I'm sure they'll explain it later. Once it starts getting the tears bit, it's just like this game no longer makes sense, and it just continues to get worse and worse.
Go into like the fetal position on the ground.
It's just like I don't know.
What I thought was weird was because when you first go on that tier, walking down the stairs, and you see this guy's like standing up above, and it's like, okay, Elizabeth like explains it to you.
Yeah.
They did it in the other world, but now they're like just standing up, and they know they've just died. I'm walking around again. I see more guys, so I walk up to them like they're not going to attack me. They're dead, but they start shooting. I'm like, what the heck?
What?
I attacked them and they just fall on the ground like.
Yeah, I don't think they meant to shoot you because they.
No, I walked in. It was
Oh no, yeah, there is that part. I remember.
there's that big showroom.
Yeah, there's
like,
like a few
why
enemies
they
that
attacking
aren't
me?
dead, and they.
There was quite a few in there.
Yeah.
And when I went outside into that big like, where you first see the handyman.
Oh yeah. There's
That
always been.
that area, there's more people there. I'm like, I killed you as well. What are you doing? Why are you in this tier?
Why are you here? Yeah, the game was confusing. And the ending is awesome though. The ending explains 90% of it. And there's still a few things that it didn't explain.
It's just their like book are just like, this is why this happened.
But I'm pissed
Yeah,
off at
that's
the
why
ending
this
because you remember the ending. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but it's like a kind of like a.
I'll just leave the room now.
No, but it's like a big fight, like heaps of enemies and everything, kind of like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't do that. For some reason, I couldn't finish
that
it.
was difficult.
So I switched to easy mode, and after playing the whole game on normal, I get the freaking easy achievement, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
But that last fight was really hard. I spent ages trying to do that. I started, after I finished Bioshock Infinite, I went back and started to replay it. I didn't get very far. I mean, I got like maybe an eighth of the way through the game, but I started on like the hardest difficulty, or the hardest way to be able to unlock it.
1978 thing, or The one before
Yeah, I
that?
think it was that one. I can't remember it for sure, but I think I did it on the. I'm pretty sure I did it on the hardest one.
Yeah.
But wait. What's the special thing about the 19?
Like, it's literally like...
If you die, you start again.
Okay, I
if
didn't
you
do
die,
that
you start
difficulty.
again.
It's not that
and
difficult, yeah.
You don't have a health bar. It's like, if they shoot you in the head, well, you're screwed, you die.
I don't think it.
Or
I
is
think
it
you
like,
do have a
if you
health
shoot
bar.
in the arm, then it's like, that's alright. Or you do have a health bar, but like...
If there
Each
wasn't a-
body part has like a different amount of damage that gets lost on
Oh,
you.
okay.
If
No,
there was
I
no
didn't
health
do
bar,
that.
that would make it terrible.
Yeah.
Not the game terrible, but that no one would finish
Yeah,
that.
it's like I can't do it.
You
Nah.
walk in, you don't know a guy there, bam, dead.
Yeah.
You start again.
No, I didn't do it on that difficulty then. I did it on hard difficulty, but not. Like, I did it on the difficulty up from normal, but I didn't do it on that one because I was like, no, that's not what I'm going to
Could
do.
you imagine the last level on that 19?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. I
Do you
got
fight the
like
songbird?
an 8th way again.
Do you fight the songbird?
No.
I've only seen the songbird like once.
You'll see him a lot more later.
Do you fight him at all?
You don't fight him, he becomes your mate. Like,
Spoiler!
boys ass. I'm not gonna say how or anything.
You become boys.
boys ass, like,
You're like,
You
songbird,
go
what's
to the
up?
mall, you go to the mall together.
homies from the hood kind of thing.
What I
Put
keep
them
wondering,
together.
like, on the front cover of it, Booker, he has like bandages around his hand, and like I'm just waiting for that. I'm not saying that's what I'm
No,
waiting.
that's not. That never happened. He
They
doesn't
don't
pick up a
ever-
good band.
So I've seen that, like other people playing the game, and there's like bandages on his hand. I'm pretty sure.
I don't.
Isn't that because of the tattoos on the...
Oh right,
Top
that,
of his
that
hand?
makes sense.
The what's it? The
AD or something.
yeah, AD. What does that mean again?
It
Because he's the
It means you're against
it means he's the false prophet.
yeah, that's it.
But yeah, that's explained at the end of the game. Why he has a random AD.
But
just
that
brand on his hand.
part is even worse. Like, after all the tears and stuff and the confusing parts, and then you do the big fight, and then after that, then it's
Yeah.
just mind-blowing.
It
like,
gets
the tears.
it gets
Just
incredibly
crying.
confusing after that, and then it explains everything. You're like, oh, now I get most of it.
Most. Still don't get it.
Yeah, it's a pretty confusing game, but it is a good game, and I highly recommend you finish it. But
I am
more
trying to finish
importantly than that, you need to finish. Well, you need to play and then finish the last light.
Oh.
But
I want to finish like my Xbox games before I get my PS3 on Thursday. I'm getting
Why aren't you getting it Thursday?
I was gonna get it today, but because we're doing this at the moment, I didn't want to like it just come home and it's just like sitting there.
Oh, did you order it from Mighty Oak or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't trust that. Like, like the courier packages, people, they don't know what's in it, so it's like, especially with New Zealand weather, it's like,
No,
it rains
I'm home.
constantly.
I'm home all day anyway.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, even on the truck, you
Yeah,
don't know if like
yeah.
they just, like, it won't be like a huge throw, but it'll be like, say, that little slight drop on the ground, like, oh, okay, thinking nothing of it.
It's gonna be a console. It's not as if
Yeah, but
it's
I-
not gonna be fragile.
I ordered my Xbox 360, my first one from Mighty Ape, and like within weeks, it got like the red ring and it was screwing up and it had like heating problems, and I'm like, what the hell? Because you guys have like the older Xbox, right?
yeah,
But you guys don't even have that problem. Whereas I do.
this once, but yeah.
You did, but this was like for me
Never had
constant.
red
Like,
rings, by the way.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's the thing about Red Rings is that, from what I understand of what I've seen of it happens because you don't play your Xbox. So if you just play it constantly, you won't get Red Rings, or you're unlikely to get Red
You
Rings.
told me that, and like I swear, like every week or every like 3 days, I would purposely just go on my Xbox, like thinking it's not gonna happen to me, it's not gonna happen to me, and it did happen. It just screwed up.
Another thing
It's weird.
why apparently it gets that is if like you just fiddle around with the hard drive, you just like take it out, do stuff with it, and put it back.
Really?
Apparently,
It's weird.
I YOLO'd it and I took it out. I was like, what's up? Put it back in, nothing.
I'm such a rebel. Mom, look at me.
Yeah.
It's like don't run with the scissors. Don't take the hard drive out of the Xbox.
How long have you had your 360?
My first game, which will answer the question hopefully.
Okay.
My first game was the Olympics game, Beijing 2008, and I think it might have been around then.
Okay, so 2008.
Around that period of
2008.
time, I think.
Okay. Alright.
The old arcade.
Okay, so it's not so
one.
bad. Yeah. That's pretty good that you haven't had Red Rings then. Because I got mine in 2007, but I got Red Rings in...
2009.
No, it's 2010, I think.
We were year 10 when it happened, wasn't it?
I think we were year 11. because it was when we were using the computers, like laptops a lot. We were using laptops a lot because I wasn't like I was just doing everything on my computer and and stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's from 2010.
I remember that. Yeah, that was awesome because everyone was like, "Oh, we're gonna go on laptops and stuff," and then they were gonna, like they had like this little conference where like 12 people showed up and they're like, "Oh, you can buy you a new laptop." Blah
Yeah,
blah blah.
well,
I
that was
walk in,
weird.
and
They always talked about that in school. They're just like, oh, you can use your laptop for
And
this
it
class,
never
and for this class, and then like no one did it. When you got your laptop out of the class,
Teachers
they,
get pissy,
yeah,
though.
they're like, what are you doing with the laptop out? Put
you
that
can
away.
use the school computers. Is what we have them for. But miss, no,
Yeah.
no, put your
It's
shit
like,
away, kid.
what? I don't. Why?
Then she's just like, what's that?
What is this contraption?
But I like remember walking into
Technology.
that conference thing and then they're like, "Oh, we're doing a raffle. You get a free laptop." Blah blah. I'm the first one and they give me it. And then like ironically after they have the big speech and stuff, and then like they pull out my number and they're like, "Oh, so you won the laptop." So I got this laptop and then they're like, "Oh, you don't want to stay and look at the other models?" I'm like, "Nope, I'm out of here.
See ya.
My job here is done."
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I just remember when you could like, they gave you the forms to like buy the laptops. I'm like, I thought about it for a bit. I was like,
No.
stuff that.
Your forms and speech counts for shit now. I'm out.
Yeah. See ya.
Install all the games.
Yeah, after school I've got like a school laptop. I just keep using it like, reboot.
There are a few people that still use like laptops and stuff. Like BJ always got out his like tablet. Use that in like every class, even like freaking things you didn't need it for. Like we were writing paperwork down and stuff like that in media studies, and then he could just get out like his laptop or tablet or whatever just for the sake of typing it out. It's like what's the difference?
I tried doing that, but it's like I couldn't like it was difficult like organizing it in your folder like in the thing. I don't know. It was just
No, I can
weird.
understand that. I can also understand why people would want to use computers, I guess. I mean, it does look neater, and if you don't like something, you just be like, oh, delete that, oh, I think it would look better over there, blah, 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 instead of just being like, oh, I'll write everything down. You know, it can look really messy. But personally, I don't really give a crap, but I can understand why people would care. Anyway, so, enough about school, because done with that crap.
Love school.
School.
Tell you something that has been really weird that I've been thinking about lately.
School.
Not school. Not school. That's surprisingly enough. I've been watching this this stream that GameSpot Australia does every week. It's called House of Horrors, and it's just these two chicks. They play horror games. They play a different horror game each week for like a couple of hours, and I was like, it's really like, I don't know, it's like really cool to watch these things, like you know, during the day I want to go out and do stuff, or I want to be, if I'm at home I want to play like games and stuff like that, something that's active, but then like at night it's just like, I just want to relax and watch some stuff. I say relax, I use that term very loosely, but yeah, at night it's like really cool to watch like House of Horrors, because it's just like, you're just watching like friggin' a horror game, just, like at night. It's, I don't know, it's really cool. But one game, super freaking creepy. Fatal Frame. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's like this Japanese horror game or something.
Tentacles.
No. And basically there's just like the one they did with Fatal Frame 2. There's like 4 games in the series or something. I don't know. But basically it's these two girls with their names. There's one of them is Miyu and one of them is Mayu. It's like so confusing. And then there's these ghost twin sisters, and they're called Yai and Sai. So annoying. Anyway, but yeah. So like, and these two girls, they get lost in the forest. And then the pathway out like seems to disappear or something. Anyway, so they come across this village that was supposedly disappeared, just randomly. And they come across the village and they're like, oh, what the heck? Let's go investigate. There's nowhere else to go. So they go in there. It's just completely empty, and just they start seeing like ghosts appearing and stuff like that. And it sounds like a really weird concept, because the ghosts, to get rid of the ghosts, you find like this camera and you take pictures of them with the camera to kill them. I guess it sounds really
Are
weird.
they shy or something?
Yeah, they're camera shy. They're like no, and then they melt.
I'm so this.
Yeah.
No makeup on.
They just like every time you take a photo, it's just duck face. But no, it sounds like a really weird concept, but it's actually so creepy because you can. A lot of the ghosts you can't see until you look at them through the camera lens, but you can hear them. So they like at one bit they just walk into this room and there's like it's just like completely empty room and you can just hear this weird like noise. I don't know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it would even be picked up on the cameras, but it's just this weird little noise that they're making. And then they pull the camera up and it goes into first person. It's not normally first person, but they pull up the camera and there's like this ghost like right in front of them. It's freaking scary. And like this other bit in the game that I can remember is they go into this little corridor and there's this ghost there and it goes like staticky and stuff and there's this high pitched noise and stuff when ghosts are near. Anyway, and it's kind of a Silent Hill thing. But anyway, this one ghost, she's just like on the ground and then she just like rises up when they look at her and she starts slowly walking towards them and she's like hunched over, like her head's like leaning down, like she's just like that.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just slowly coming towards them and they take a picture and it stuns her and knocks her back a little bit and then she comes to them before and she's just slowly walking towards them and they stun her again. She gets knocked back and then she goes slowly walking towards them before and then they're just waiting to take the perfect picture because you have to wait for this thing to charge up before you can like the more charged up it is, the more points of damage you do to them, and so they're just waiting for that to charge up, and then it just looks up and like jumps at them. It's so freaking scary. There's so many jump scares in the game.
That Doritos game.
What's
Like,
it?
no, Doritos released these online things.
Segway.
No, they released these. It was
Crash Course.
323 or 626, sorry, and they released Hotel 626 and Asylum 626.
Okay.
And it was like online games. So you play it in your browser and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like really realistic, and like it'll be like levels like you start off, you wake up in this hotel room, and then you have to like run down a hallway and like find out where these noises are coming from or something. I can vaguely remember it, and then somehow like you get knocked out, and then someone is dragging you, and then you.
I thought you said knocked out for a second.
Yeah, knocked out.
Whoa, what kind of game was this?
You end up in a bathroom, and like the bathroom's completely pitch black, but you can see like faint tiles in the background, and you have a camera, and you have to like, and you see like this faint figure running around you and stuff like that, and you have to like take a picture, and every time you take a picture, I think you have to like take it 8 times before you get a full proper picture, but it's like that's the only way you can see it, and it's like each time it's like these little sounds, and she's like giggling in the background and stuff, and then you're like, okay, this isn't that scary, and then like your 8th picture, you take a picture, and then it's like literally like, wow, like it's in your face, you're like, oh my god, I don't want to do this
It's a
anymore.
dubstep or something.
Yeah.
Blah.
No, but it's cool, and then
And Skrillex just running around.
it was such a thing that they said that you can only play the game at 6 o'clock at night. Like before that, you cannot like open it; it just won't let you play. But the people
That's
like
cool.
hacked it. You had to like if you change your clock time on your computer, you can play it before that. But
Still, that's a pretty
6
cool
o'clock
idea.
isn't a really.
Yeah, it's
late
not normally that
time.
dark by 6, but and usually like people are up and the lights are on, some of that, so like
Yeah.
crazy. But I can understand that. I mean, it's gonna be like, oh, you have to play at midnight.
I wanted to play Asylum 66, but it was like gone before I realized they actually made an
Yeah,
Asylum
okay.
66. I thought it was just like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
But it's like those games are freaking scary because it's like real life images. Like it's a picture of a guy or like little clips of a guy that like say there's like a naked guy with like really like he's not full naked. He's wearing like I think he's wearing a diaper or something like that. He's freaking
Alright.
crazy, and then he talks to you about all these like finger paintings on the wall, and you have to like work out a combination from like the finger paintings on the wall and stuff. It was like
What are you doing listening to an adult man in a diaper?
Yeah.
surviving.
Always trust the diaper man. Anyway, yeah, another game that was shown on the House of Horrors thing is actually I can't remember the name of it now. To be honest, it's something's mansion. Guy starts with like K. Something mansion. Some guy's mansion. But anyway, when you first it's an indie game and it's pretty short, but it's actually like for an indie game, it's really well done. Like you first get there and you walk into the mansion and there's like this statue there's like these stairs going up. It's like this pretty big place. Anyway, you walk in, there's like the stairs going up, and they sort of split off and go each way. But at the top of the first little bit before they split off there's this statue standing there, this bronze statue, and it looks like it looks kind of like, like there's like in some things they have like wooden training dummies, and they just like they're just like the plain face, like the plain head sort of, and they're just like it's just like wooden head, and it's just like there's no features on it, and there's just like the arms are just like smooth and stuff like that. But no, it just looks like that, but it's bronze. It's made out of bronze. But anyway, it's just like standing at the top there, and when you walk up to it, it doesn't do anything. But like, so when you walk away from it, like you go up the stairs and say go left or whatever, and you turn around, it turns its head to follow you. Like it's not turning when you look at it, but when you look back, it's instead of looking forward, it's looking at you.
Oh, like the
when you
angels on Doctor Who.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I was just about to say that.
you're gonna like it's actually a lot more like that. Like I'll get to that in a second, but it's actually really like it's like Weeping Angels the game. But yeah, so when you go to the left, when you turn around, it's facing you, and if you go the other way, it's facing you again, whichever way you go, but not when you look at it. And then later on in the game, you go into this other room and you go do something, and then you come back out and go there, and it's not there anymore. It's not on the little place it was standing. And then you go into this, other room, and you turn around, and it's just behind you, just standing there. And then like you turn around and turn back, and it's gone again. And later on,
I can't handle that. I would just be like, nah, screw this.
Yeah.
I don't even
Later on, it gets really freaking creepy. You get to this one room in particular, where it's there. When you're looking at it, it's just standing there in the room, and it's like this. You're in this library. It's quite a small room, but it's it's not that small, but it's not a huge room either. But there's all these bookcases, and you have to push in these certain books in a sequence, but you don't know what the sequence is first. But anyway, so you look at the thing, it doesn't move, and then when you turn away, you can hear it creaking towards you, but it creaks really quickly. It's like, that sounds really weird. But yeah, it creaks towards really quickly, and you turn around and look at it, and it stops. So as soon as you turn around, it's stopped again, but it's like it'll be like right behind you. And if you look away too long, it and you don't get away fast enough, whatever, it just grabs you, and you have to like shake it off. It's pretty freaky when it does, but it's just so creepy because sometimes it also doesn't just walk like normally like that, and it doesn't like teleport or anything. It also sometimes crawls along the ground. So sometimes you'll turn around and it'll just be crawling on the floor. It's stopped and crawling.
No.
It's so scary.
Speaking of scary, you know how we went to go see Man of Steel and there was a trailer for The Conjuring?
What? Yeah.
There was a trailer for Conjuring, the clapping thing. I thought that was going to be a good scary movie, like, not scary as in like ghosts and stuff, but like scary as in like someone is trying to play tricks with your mind and stuff, like it's someone clapping. Then they released a second trailer where a lot of it just looked like Paranormal Activity, like 3 or 4, like people getting dragged out of beds, but you can't see the
I
ghost.
felt like that's what it was.
So every Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid because like I saw that trailer, I'm like, hell no, I'm not gonna watch it, but I'll probably watch it later because it looks actually really good. And then I watched the second trailer, and I'm like, yeah, I'll still watch it, but it doesn't have the same effect on me as that first trailer.
No, I don't know. When I saw the first trailer, I thought it was going to be more like paranormal. I didn't think it was going to be like someone that was like an actual person messing with it.
But like when the hands came out of the closet and they clapped, it looked like man hands, like it was like a person. But then I watched the second trailer, and it's literally like the girl from The Ring, like dreaded hair, white clothing stuff. That's like the person, and she's like jumping and scaring people and stuff. I was like, it would have been cool if they maybe did a movie where it wasn't a ghost, it was an actual person that just...
Why did I remember that she's showing what was following them?
Yeah,
the first trailer we watched
they did show...
was good.
They did show the ghost a lot more in the second, like...
But like, why? Why did they...
I don't know, because like in the second trailer, it was like, she was like that cupboard that the guy clapped his hands in and stuff. She was like crawled on top of it, like looking at you, and then you like have this perfect view of the ghost, and then she just jumps down, and it's like... There's no scary jumping part of it because you know she's gonna jump down if the girl's standing right there. Like
she just like falls down and breaks her neck, like, and just crawls away.
I don't know. It was like stupid because like I was looking forward to that.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of ghost things, it's not like anything I saw. But there's this really creepy thing that I'm gonna say happened, but I don't know. It's really weird. Just a weird ghost story here. I was trying to go to sleep one night, and it was like I don't know. It was sometime in the morning, just like 1 or whatever, because I was watching something. But anyway, I went to go to sleep, and I was lying in bed for like quarter of an hour or something trying to sleep, and I was just about to fall asleep, and I was sort of lying on my side, so like that, and my ear was like facing up, whatever, and then I just heard someone's like, I just heard a name whispered. I kid you not. This happened like this happened like this happened like 2 weeks ago. I don't remember what the name was now, because like the next morning I just didn't put any thought into it. But I was just like, I must have been just hearing things. But honestly, it wasn't like a quiet whisper as well, but you would hear in like horror movies or whatever. It was just like a sharp whisper. Like, let's just say the name was Patrick. No, not Hodor. He said the name was Patrick. It was like Patrick. Like
They can
like
hear
that.
it clearly.
Yeah, like that. Not like Patrick.
It reminds me in
Just that won't pick up on the camera, but yeah. But it was so weird, and I just immediately like bolted up, and there was just nothing there. It's like, what the heck?
Well, when
It's
I
like
was
your mum was just standing there like, Joel!
Yeah.
And she like runs
Yeah,
out.
it wasn't my name. It definitely wasn't my name. And
Well,
it wasn't the name of anyone I knew.
when I was in South Africa, my dad, like we just moved into this house, and my dad, he could have sworn he woke up and he saw like this black silhouette. Like they keep their door closed when they go to sleep, just like everyone else in the house. And they saw this black silhouette standing at the door, and my dad like went completely ice cold, and then he like lied down, and like the way he was lying down, my mum was in the way, and so he couldn't see it. And then he just saw the hand of silhouette go like this, and then like drop, and then like he closed his eyes and it was gone. He went ice cold like the next morning. He wasn't really talking to us. He was just like, no, it was freaky. And then he told me later on, and he said that this lady came to the house, and apparently she was recently from an asylum or like a rehabilitation center or something like that. And she comes to the house knocking, and she goes, "Have you seen my husband? He's been dead for 6 years." And my dad was like, "What?" And then these guys came and picked her up and took her away. And then like a couple of weeks later, I was lying, like me and my sister, we were having a nap or something because we were watching a movie.
Cute.
And then it was during the day. And I woke up and I could have sworn I saw a black silhouette sitting on the end of the bed. And I did not think anything of it. I just completely went under the cover, but it was like so freaky. Like,
Yeah.
It's like little occurrences that it's like, I don't believe in ghosts, but these things can like...
Yeah, it's just
No.
like, it's not like, oh, I can, like, there's gonna be, jeez, why are you doing it? It's not like there's gonna be like, I don't expect to see like some spectre, just like ghosts as they portray in a movie or something, just float past, but like, whoa, it's a ghost. But it's
This
just
white
weird.
sheet
It's
is
just
like,
it's just like, there's certain things that, I mean, if people, there've been stories all over the world for like years. I'm saying this like it was like a recent thing, but like just a long time. People have been people have been telling these stories of things that they like supposedly saw or heard or whatever. And it's like, surely, if everyone's saying these things, that at least there's a chance that something might.
Yeah, like have you heard the saying, the more someone tells you something, the more you start to believe it?
I don't know what that's saying, but yes.
Say
You just make that up.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, say you disagree with something, and then the more they say that it's
I'm
not,
disagreeing with you now. You made that up.
I will kill you. No, but it's like sure, yeah, like you're saying, surely like someone could be telling a truth,
yeah.
and it's like, it's
It's just weird to think that there's some like something like that could exist. I guess it's weird that there could be. That there are things that we can't explain. It's just strange. Anyway, let's get off this. Sorry, what else? Oh yeah, quickly we're going to bring up good old Don Matrick. What's his position in what was his position in Microsoft? Okay, so, technical difficulties. I don't know, I'm obviously going to cut some of that out. I don't know where we'll cut it exactly. But anyway, so let's talk about Don Matrick real quick. Don Matrick, he is the,
He was leading the EAD division of Xbox, whatever the hell that is.
Okay, he's
Interactive Entertainment Business at Microsoft. Yeah, he was leading that, whatever that is.
Okay. So he was a bigger person in Microsoft.
Most
And-
loved person ever.
And then suddenly, apparently, I don't know if this has like been confirmed or anything, but apparently he's leaving Microsoft to go and leaving Microsoft to go and become a part of the company Zynga.
Bill.
Farmville. He's gonna go and join up with a company that made Farmville.
Yeah,
Goes from Xbox
he's
to
been
Farmville.
he's going to be the chief executive officer of the
The CEO.
yeah.
Oh wow.
So,
So
He will sit on the Zynga's board of directors. Both positions take effect next Monday, July the 8th.
that's pretty crazy. But it's like,
why go from like such a top job in Xbox
Yeah.
to Zynga, which
I mean,
makes a crappy
to be
Facebook
fair, CEO is that's really
Yeah.
important. But
of
like,
that company.
but yeah, they made freaking Farmville. Who
I know,
gives
but
a crap?
mind you, they are. I think pretty sure Zynga are getting partnerships with a lot of people, so that like Xbox is like, okay, they're set to being a console. Zynga is a whole gaming kind of platform thing, so they can have partnerships with some people, which is kind of like doors opening for growth. So it's like, I'm not saying they'll be as big as Xbox, but in
No,
this position, he
I
can
heard.
make a lot of money.
I've heard that. Zynga. We should really should have looked up how to pronounce that. But anyway, that company, the company that made Farmville, I have heard that they have been having like trouble recently. Like they started off strong and they're like, yeah, Farmville, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, yeah, and they were doing well and stuff. But I've heard that they were like that everything was just going downhill for them. So
Somewhere out there, there's an old lady disappointed that she can't plant her crops anymore.
yeah,
'Cause
she's still waiting for Farmville 3.
The new DLC.
Gosh, I don't.
Flying
Farmville's
pigs.
stupid. Anyway, okay, I don't really know a lot about that whole story, so I guess we should not really talk about that.
I was watching
Too
like,
much.
I was just watching a quick video about it, just saying he's gone from there, now he's going there.
Yeah,
It's really
that was basically all I got from it, and I was a bit
That's
confused.
probably
but
all
anyway.
anyone actually cares about anyway.
Yeah, it's just
He's
like, what the
leaving.
heck, where'd you do
Yes.
that? Wow, sad.
I thought it was cool, like the way it came out.
Yeah, he was like one of the few people that said good morning in the Xbox One.
That's true.
announcement.
He actually made my morning good.
It was
Until
him and
he
the
told me
next-
about Xbox.
Yeah, that's a good point. But anyway,
my morning went bad.
yeah, freaking dumb nature. But anyway, yeah. So the one last thing I wanted to talk about real quick was
No, Farmville's gonna have DRM. Sooner or later.
what's that?
Farmville's gonna have
Yeah.
DRM.
he
24 hour
he wanted
online.
his policies got rejected for the Xbox One, so now he's going to take him to Farmville. You have to install a 16 gigabyte Farmville to play it.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, yeah, I just want to talk about Call of Juarez Gunslinger real quick. That game is really cool. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I played the demo of Call of Juarez Bound in Blood, which is the
I
second
bought the
game in
game
the series.
and it was cool. It was well like I played it a little bit, told you about it, and I think you said it was actually a crap game. So I kept playing it with open mind, but with that comment in mind at the same time. And then I played it, and there was like so many parts that I couldn't enjoy it because it's like you're playing off and you're like, okay, cool, gunslinging and stuff like that, and then they get to like these kind of like mini games where you're playing in a turret, and it's like those bits just completely put you off the story so much because it's like all of a sudden you go from like this awesome action-packed story to like these stupid little mini games that you're like with a little turret like killing people on the beach, and the graphics look so crap. It was literally like, and then they just get out.
Feel like crab people walking onto the beach.
Yeah.
Kill them all!
But no, I already played a demo of Bound in Blood, but I didn't like it. It did get good reviews, like that. It actually got pretty good reviews, but I didn't personally like it. The demo at least. But Call of Juarez Gunslinger, the fourth game in the series, came out recently, and after seeing the I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, the tragedy that was Call of Juarez Cartel, aka the third game in the series, I was a bit like skeptical of the new game because the cartel got terrible reviews and apparently it was just one of the worst games just made
That's
ever.
one of the worst, like, way of saying that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like.
I was having
myself.
trouble trying to.
Jeez, words are hard. Yeah, no. So I was like, oh, after Cartel, I'm not entirely sure what Gunslinger's going to be like, but
putting me on there, Krista. I'm trying to to his one.
Yeah. But yeah, I got Gunslinger anyway, and it's really good. It's just solid, just good fun game. I mean, it's not like the story's not that great, but I don't know. It's really cool because it's just like you shoot. It's just like go through, shoot a bunch of guys, just like shooting heaps of guys. And every time you shoot a guy, depending on like if you just killed him normally, or if you shot him in the head, or if you shot explosives near him on something and killed him that way, or whatever, you get a point counter comes up. So there's lots of like visual things, like when you shoot him, you know, like all the points come up and it comes up like headshot and stuff like that. It's like really like stylistic. It looks really cool.
It's like the game I'm playing, Army of Two, Devil Cartel. It's just like that, like, Army of Two is like based on like you're playing with a person.
Yeah.
And the thing is like if you do like say, it'll come with like heaps of like little things like saying all these points. Like it'll be like headshot, co-op, decoy, kill, and all stuff. And you get like okay.
It doesn't do that many in Gunslinger. It's just like headshot or explosive kill or just 50 points for just normal kill.
Yeah.
Whatever, just things like that. But
you
can
three
and you get experience for every time you kill people, so you can like upgrade. You can get like little abilities from like from your level up thing as well, which is pretty cool.
Cool horses.
And you can also as an ability thing you can go in like slow motion and everything goes in slow motion, and while the thing like goes down, the meter goes down, and everyone's highlighted in red, and you can just shoot them, and eventually you can get an ability that makes it super cheap, but it wastes way more of the meter, and it just means when you hold like right bumper for the controller, it immediately targets the head, so you just do that. And you just keep pulling the trigger, and it goes immediately snaps to everyone's head, and you just keep pulling the trigger, and it just shoots all of them in the head, and then the slow motion ends, and they just all just die. It's so freaking cool. Yeah, it's actually, it reminded me a lot of Red Dead, but the combat is just really like fun, and the cool thing about like the storytelling as well. One of the other things that was like one of my favorite things of the game is the whole game's story is a bounty hunter arrives at this like inn, and he's telling his story to these guys, and it goes back, and everything, all the levels you play are all like his story that he's telling, and it's cool because it's not just like he'll narrate some bits of it. In fact, he'll narrate through the entire level each time you do something. Like, you know, when you get to like, say there's a ladder up ahead that you have to go and climb, he's like, I saw a ladder and I knew that the only way I could go was up.
So it's like Bastion and Red Dead put together.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like Bastion as well. But a cool thing about it is that sometimes he'll tell the story wrong, or he'll add bits in that weren't there first. So he'll say, suddenly a building appeared as if out of nowhere. And it's just like, you're just in this big open area, and then just suddenly this building will rise up and appear there. It's so freaking cool. And he's like, or suddenly he's like,
I got lots of hot women.
Yeah, no, he's like, that does not happen. And he's like, a ladder appeared in front of me that I had not seen before, and then just a ladder rises up there. It's so cool, and there's just lots of little things like that. And there's there's one mission in particular that he starts telling a story, and he's like, oh, there was this bank robbery, and one of the guys that he's telling the story to is like, oh yeah, I know this story, and then he starts telling the story, so you start playing that, and you play through the thing, and he's like telling about how you were on the roof with these cops shooting down at these guys robbing a bank, and then eventually you went down and go and attack them and kill them all, and stuff like that, and you play through all of that, and then at the end of it, once you kill all the guys, and the guy's been narrating it through the whole thing, he's like, this bounty hunter went down and killed all the guys and stuff like that. And then the guy's like, no wait. This other guy's like, no wait, that's not how I heard it. And then he's like, and then it like rewinds and goes all the way back to the start and plays differently. And it's like, something else happens. And then after that guy's story finishes and you've been playing through that, the bounty hunter guy that you play as is like, nice try, but that's not how it really happened. And then it rewinds again and goes back to the start. It's a short mission, but it's just the fact that it rewinds back. And then he tells it how it actually happened, and there's things that happened in the other guy's stories that are part of his story. Like, for example, he's going through and he's like, the officers were up on the roof shooting, and he looks up at them and they're all just shooting there and just getting killed, and he's like, but they weren't doing a very good job of it, and they're all just getting killed and stuff like that. And then he just continues and does the story how he was telling it, like how it actually happened. It's freaking cool, like the way they do things like that in the storytelling. It's a really good game.
It's like Deadpool. Like we both just recently played that.
Yeah.
And it's like little things like at the beginning I found that awesome. It was like player, read the text, do what it does, like press A to jump and all these things. And they're like, what now?
Information, read it.
Like, what now? What are we gonna do? Like spawn a crate, and there's like a random bouncy castle, and you're like,
the bouncy castle. Oh my gosh, I love
boing,
that. It was just
banana.
You're just in a sewer, and just randomly blow up a bouncy castle, and you can just bounce on it.
I was like, I thought it was just there, and I'm like, well, that's just part
No,
of
I
the
thought
full
that-
game thing, and
yeah.
then you go and play it, and it's actually a part of the story.
It's actually
like,
part of the story, but I didn't even care about that. I was like, oh my gosh, the bouncy castle. I love this game just because it's just so random. They just have random moments like that, like when you go into like just the top-down like video game where they run on a budget and the game starts getting weird, and it's like there's little like 8-bit creatures going past and they're like yay, and they're like flying around you.
There's a segment part with that where he opens this door, and then all of a sudden it's like these characters moving like from side to side, but they're not like moving, they're just like
yeah.
It's like there's no
he's
texture
like,
or
oh, it's
anything. And he's like,
that's
that's fun. He's like, oh, like the creator of the game. He's like, oh, what the hell, like transfer the money, blah blah blah, and that was cool.
It's
He's
a really
like,
funny
starts
game.
slapping, like, I haven't played the game, but I saw a video of it. He's
Yeah.
like slapping Wolverine.
Yeah, you can slap
Yeah,
Wolverine
he
for
says like
ages.
he says like different things every time. He's like, that's for like not letting me drive this, and that's what I was like, holy crap! Like they went through a lot of effort.
It just goes on for ages, and at
I
the
think
end
at
of
one
it-
point he's like, and this is because I'm horny or something. I was like,
Yeah, this is because I enjoy
one of the
slapping
ones
people.
toward the end of it is just like, that's because the player keeps pushing the button.
But they say random things like, I can say chimichangas in like 16 different languages, and like just little things like that.
It's such a random game, but that's like, other than that doesn't really, like, the game doesn't stand very much apart from other games. It's like nothing that really does different. But the thing that makes it like, the gameplay is just, it's fun. It's not like it's not an amazing game, but it is fun. And just the randomness, just the random
The
little,
humor,
the humor,
breaking
it's
the
just,
fourth
it's really
wall
funny.
kind of thing.
It's a really good game. But anyway, we've talked for a lot longer than we expected we would, so we're gonna finish up now. So, thanks for watching. If you watched this, if you didn't watch this, then
Thanks,
you're not
Mum.
hearing this anyway, so whatever, doesn't matter.
That's Christo's mum.
I doubt any of you will actually stay the full like.
Yeah, I highly doubt
Super
that. We're not that
hours.
interesting.
Thanks, Joel's mum.
But yeah,
Thanks,
yeah,
my dad.
she's just gonna watch the whole thing and
Thanks, Christo's dad.
yeah, exactly.
Thanks for the random person who rung as well on the phone.
Yeah,
Shout out.
ruined
to
it.
Listen.
Ruined the whole thing. Anyway,
So,
we're probably never going to do this again unless suddenly this gets views, which it
Notes.
won't. Notes yourself.
Notes.
Get lost. I'll notes you.
Notes.
I'm going to notes you. Notes!
Anyway,
See ya!
Have
See
a
you
good
later.
day.
Au revoir. Goodbye.
I love you.
Arrivederci. You dropped my notes. Chester, you wanna come and have a seat?
No.
You can make this so much easier.
The power of editing! Alright,
There
so...
is that one there.
Yeah. Hello. That's what I'm looking at. Hey. Hi there. So, wow, jeez. Alright.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
So, Aaron, wanna have a seat?
What are you doing here?
Not there! Alright, Aaron.